W- What's going on, Chattanooga? It's your girl, Zine of K here with Brewer Media Group, and we are getting into film television today, okay? Getting our creative on, and I have Mr. Hakim Khalfani, the creator of Chops, okay? And it's so good. It's really, really good. It's an episodic series that's up and coming, shot in Detroit. It's really, really good. I'm gonna let him tell us more about it, but that's what we're gonna do here today. How are you feeling, Hakim?
Oh, I'm feeling good. Thank you for having me.
Um,
Yeah, I feel really good. I'm excited.
so the mastermind behind chops, okay? Now, chops is defined as the ability, skill, or experience needed to do something well, especially one who acts. And I also seen there it's used in slang, right? It means
Mhm,
to show off talent or ability. Or nowadays, some of the younger kids use chop to describe someone as looking a little crazy or unattractive. We
mhm.
know what the definition says, but what does it mean to you?
Well, it's the language that in the film world, in my circles with other producers, writers, directors, actors, we talk about what the actors who can do what. If the cat is talented, if he's got it, if he's got some chops, we say that I like his chops. Or we'll immediately say, like, oh, his chops is on point, or he has no chops. I'm good. So that's what it is. This show is really about me. I'm really about that, with actors, the craft itself, and studying and performing and researching the craft and learning the craft. It shows in your chops.
Okay,
Mhm.
yes. I've heard it a lot, but I'm like, I literally was after I watched the trailer, I was like, chops, chops. Where have I heard of that? Oh, chops. I was like,
You're right.
okay, somebody better give me my chops
Right.
earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the moment like for you that you decided to call the project Chops?
Um, well, it comes from my last film. My last film, Forgiveness. I
Hmm.
had Richard T. Jones, Robin Lee, Adam Lazar White. I had all these great actors. So when I hit the circuit and went out and I did screenings and premieres, the first thing everyone would comment on is that it was such great acting. It was such great acting. And in one screen, my mom screamed out. She goes, "But what about the writing?" And I was kind of embarrassed because like, she doesn't understand. And she's like, "But you wrote everything, and I'm tired of people saying it's just the acting." I go, "Well, what people just see it as the acting because that's what's coming out of their mouths. But for me to determine how well the writing is, I probably should take away the face. So my next project, I want to work with unfamiliar faces, and I want to. I mean, you could be an influencer, you could be in your acting class, you could be in acting school. In fact, I casted my movie from an acting class. And I searched breakdown services, Actors Access, all of the acting platforms are actors all over the world are looking for a shot. Set up for maybe a week and looked maybe at 4,000 profiles to pick out the three people that I wanted to work with on Chops. And so I was really looking for Chops, and I can tell in a second. I know in a split second if you got it or not, or
That's
if I
pretty
see you for
good.
something. Yeah. So it comes from writing because the writing part is about emotion. It's about getting the audience to feel what you're writing, and so that when they see it, they feel it. So I can feel it, and I know it when I see it. Um, so it's fun. It's actually fun. And so this was a project I wanted to do with hardly no face, no one you could really recognize, and then and just get right to the chops. So I knew
Okay.
that that was the title. Like we're gonna prove that we're gonna see who's got chops. I'm writing them, who can perform them, who's who, what. So that's where it comes from.
Were you not scared at all that that would like not even not say kind of impact the overall results that you're looking for, but were you not afraid like I don't know if this is going to give what I needed to give because they're not seasoned. But on the other side, it is great that you gave them an opportunity because a lot of people never get that because people are so
Right.
relying on, oh, I know what so and so could do, so let me
Well,
go
no,
because I could
yeah,
trust them.
that's the thing about I love what I do. So it is a process for me that I love just as much as writing and directing is looking for talent, watching, picking them, and I've nailed it. And like my editor, I consider my editor my psychologist. He knows me as well as anyone on the planet, and he goes, "Yo, I think one of your gifts is you spot the talent. you know, like there's a list of people that I gave them their first role, and they just they just blossom. For instance, Kareem Grimes. He's on All American. He plays preach. Yeah, and he's funny. Like we talked before off camera, he's funny and he can act. But he plays a serious character on All American. But he's probably the funniest guy I ever worked with, and he can act. So it's like discovering or seeing young talent, Alan Maldonado, so many different actors I've seen them for the very first time. It gives me a reward to see them grow, to see people recognize the talent. Other producers, other actors, like, hey, give me his number. Who's that kid? I like his chops. You know, so to find someone who's just out there, out here, and I'm in LA, so they're out in LA and they're just living their dreams. They're just one of a million different people. If you have the ability to, or the delicacy to film yourself, perform your lines, put yourself up on the link, show me your profile, let me see your resume. I'm somewhere in the middle of the night searching through thousands of profiles looking for someone who prepared their reel that can fit the role, that the emotions that I created when I wrote this shit. So it was like
Mm-hmm.
it was easy for me. And then when I meet him, when we work together, it's like magic. It's magic.
Hey, that's what it takes.
Hmm.
So I'm
Yeah.
glad that, and you definitely have to have some level of faith and trust because
Hmm.
yeah,
Right.
it's all new, but it
Right.
worked out the way it needed to. Now,
Right.
at the heart of Chops, there are three artists who are wanting their own breakthrough, okay? But they're
Hmm.
also dealing with things such as denial, isolation, and exploitation. Was
Hmm.
there any personal or real world
Oh,
experience that
definitely.
you incorporated or that this was based off of?
Okay, definitely. See, my style as a writer, I'm non-linear. So people always ask me when I say, "Well, what is it about?" Chops or any story, I'll say, "Okay, it's a TV show about making a movie." But then I'll add, because I always like to say, "But what it's really about is mental health." So this series, and each the three major characters, Nola being the lead female, her boyfriend, she's dealing with suicide, which is the trauma associated to some a traumatic experience such as suicide. It's projected to be suicide. She thinks it's murder, but it really is suicide. Okay. And then for Jew, he's autistic, so I wanted to dive into the world of autism, because that's one of the subjects that I'm so commonly familiar with, because I also suffer from Asperger's disorder syndrome. So there are times when I kind of have to relive my life through the character, and so I put some things. It's really emotional for me because I'm seeing myself perform the lines and whatnot. And then for Danny, the producer, she's dealing with some things in the past that she was exposed to, and they're kind of sexually toned. They're sexual tones. So, and it has being in the business. She's come from the entertainment world and being a music video vixen. So there's a lot of aggression and a lot of sex exploitation and types of things. So as now she's gained this power, this is what she's dealing with in her own. And so instead of it being a male counterpart who's dealing with the sexual innuendos and things on set and within production, I made it a female.
Now, because it's so personal and there's so many like personal elements to it, were there any scenes or even moments where you were writing and it's like, this is too
Yeah.
emotional, this is too close, I can't do this, let me erase, let me backspace.
Yeah, you're gonna. I can tear up where you ask them this question. This happened several times. It even happened today. Yes, yes, I do. I have lots of them. In fact, then it's just throughout the production, I've probably made maybe 20 to 30 people cry from the filming, not from the sound, the music, from the lines, just from watching what was going on. But for me, yeah, a couple of them. In episode one, what you saw today is when she said, "You've been acting 20, you're 27 years old and you still haven't found an acting job yet." So he was like explaining to his girlfriend, who he doesn't feel the support from, that not only this job that I have doesn't mean anything in life, what I'm able to do when I'm creating, whether it be music, whether it be acting, whatever, that allows my mind to travel. It allows me to not be cornered into a dark place because I can always escape. And not only that, I just need you to have faith in me. And she just looked at him like, no, are you crazy? So that experience happened to me. It was something a little different, but so I know it was like to have someone that loves you or say they love you, but they don't support you. And for it being, that's what I said. It was about faith because you got to believe in something you can't see. And he was saying, I know you, I know it's hard to believe in it, but um, I need you to have faith.
I was just
No,
picturing like seeing someone seeing that happen and it's like what I would do or what I would want my brother to do or something. And it's like that is
right.
so not cool.
No, no. Honestly, it happened so much because not only my girlfriend, my own family, my landlord, everyone around me, no one knows what I'm doing. And I'm putting so much into the craft, into the art that they'll say, "Hey, why don't you just go get a job? Why are you riding the train? Why are you riding the bus? Don't you get a new car? Why don't you do this?" It's not. I probably spent a $500,000 on chops and didn't get new tires on my car because I felt like I needed to use that for post or whatever. So I'm like, I'd rather invest in myself and then have it pay me in the ending than invest into the material that ended up needing to make the vision work. So it's hard to relate to people because that's why I put it in script. Do you have to believe in something you can't see? That's faith. It takes power to believe in something you can't see. And then, so that's what this whole thing is about with writing and creating and music and art. It's like you create something that no one else can see. So you can't be mad at someone because they can't see it. So you can't say, "Oh, you don't see my vision. I'm mad at you." No, I have to understand that you don't understand. And that's how I got through the relationship. And in fact, that's what how I wrote Forgiveness because I couldn't believe that this person who was so close to me, she didn't understand me. And personal things that happened, it spurred that out. But I feel like it's just a support the vision, the whole nine is something that becomes power when it's a group of people believe me. Even on set, when we're making a project, we don't know if this is going to turn out to be good. We can kind of feel, oh, that was a good take, or it looked good. This looks good. And so, but it still got to be edited. It still needs music. Still needs sound. You may have to get the sound done again. All kinds of things. So that's what I kind of wanted to do with this show. Was like I said, it's about a TV show about making a movie. So it's an independent production. The lives of a creator from behind the camera and in front of the camera, what we experience and what we go through in our common day lives. But what it's really about is our personal things that we just refuse to accept. You know,
Now that what you just explained can resonate to so many different
yeah,
instances.
hmm
And I think that's what's going to make this relatable when people see it. And it's like, oh, that's me. Oh, that's so and
yeah,
so that I know, or I know about that because so many people have experienced that. And it's something that happens so often. But then it's like, how do you, some people might even be in the phase where they're in it and they don't know how to move forward from it, or
mm,
they've moved forward from it and now they're like, oh, I see this from a
you're
different
right,
lens.
right, yeah. It's like it's magical. That's why it goes back to that scene you asked me about. Is when it matters. He said, "But this creative shit, this music, this acting, it matters." Because I'm writing these lines, like with forgiveness, I would write lines and say things to people that I want to say, but I put it in the script. And then when I go on YouTube and read the comments, the person says, "Oh, I love how the writer said this, and it made me feel this way." And I called my brother, and he apologized. And so I was like, "Yo, that's magical because I thought of something for the audience like you can grab onto." So I will say we got the independent film world. I like to write about things I know most about. So that's my life. So explain that to the people who don't understand what it's like, what's happening. And for the people who can relate, they're going to quickly identify. So in a world where cameras and cell phones and editing and pictures, it's become consumer friendly. People are more common to filming now than they have ever been in their life. So they understand what it takes. They don't see all the pieces that go into filming, but this show is to kind of like set a little sparkle, set some light on what it takes to be a filmmaker. Um, but in the process, tell the story that people can identify with. So mental health, that's the thing that at first I thought, the Black community was growing up. That was always considered something that I never wanted to talk about. honestly, traumatic experiences like in Chops. You remember the little boy saying, "Hey, mom, I miss daddy," and she goes, "Oh, I miss him too." So, what about him? The trauma that he's dealing with. Does anyone when you how do we discuss that trauma? Like coming from Detroit, me coming from inner city violence and murder. My dad was murdered when I was 9 on a Thursday, and I went to school on Monday. So it's like I never talked about it. I don't know if anyone knew what to say to me about it, but when I talk about it, it seemed like I never really understood it. Not alone the trauma and the effects of the trauma for the rest of my life, and it never got addressed. So I had to address it in this show because I think we we dealt with so much trauma just being an African American. You deal with so much that it just becomes a part of struggling, but it's not cool. It requires sometimes you have to just talk to somebody. You may have to talk to someone. Sometimes just someone to listen. I don't know, but
Mhm.
so trauma itself should cover a big audience. Just how do you recover? Someone asked me when I was pitching the show. She goes, "Well, I love what you have with the mental health, and I think it's not a common thing. We haven't seen a show where a black man is dealing with mental health and a family's dealing with mental health. I really love that." She goes, "But what is season two going to be about?" I said, "Season one is awareness. Season two is healing or treatment. So it becomes process. This doesn't happen overnight. The whole process from season one through how many seasons we go. It's all healing, but there are processes to the healing that we're going to address. So in one season, in episode one, you're getting to see and kind of seeing all these little knickknacks. So I saw you when he sat in the chair to get a haircut. He said, "Yes, I'll take a low 1.5 and a 2 on a side." And he handed her a note. You
Mhm.
look to see what the note said. Well, the note said exactly what he just said. He made sure she had a copy of what he was going to tell her if he'd done on his haircut. She cuts his hair every weekend. He knows exactly what he wants, but he's autistic. He makes sure that he gives her enough information to do everything exactly how it needs to be done on time or scheduled or properly. Um, but those are the little things. So it's all about awareness. Like the girlfriend, she's not aware. She doesn't know that he's autistic. She's Her awareness game is on all-time low.
But
So
that's how it is sometimes. It's
yeah.
not, it's more so like, because we're so in self a lot
Yep.
that you miss what someone
Hmm.
is going through. And then that, remember how you mentioned like this person saying that they love me, but they're not understanding. And it's because if they took a
It's
second just to be like,
selfish.
you know what, something is happening here. Or
Right.
let me just check in with him, see where his mind is at, or see what their mind is at, or what they're going through. Then you'll
Right.
be able to see. But because we're so wrapped around ourselves, she's
Within
like, I
yourselves.
want my relationship to be like what a
This.
relationship is supposed to look
Hmm.
like, but your relationship clearly is going to be different.
Right. That's funny you said that. It's like that's why I love is writing because like I'm not a woman, but I have to write the words. But I've been through these experiences. So it's like I asked her, I was like, okay, let me ask you. It's the same person. When I think of the character, I'm thinking of her. I said, let me ask you, if you could make this a perfect relationship, what would you want to see me do? She said, I would like for you to get back into finance. I think I would like, I lived in LA, she lived in the Bay. She said, I'd like you to come up here to San Francisco, get in the financial district, go back in the corporate world because you're so smart and this and that. She goes, and then, get yourself an apartment here and then we can date up here and then things work out and we get together. So I'm like, you want me to leave my house in LA, move to the Bay, quit directing and writing, don't give up on this and go back to finance. That would make you happy. She goes, but I know you probably don't want to do that. I'm like, no, I'm not. But and then she said to me, she goes, and I wouldn't want you to because I know if I'm with you, you're not going to be happy. So we never made it. We literally decided to split on terms because I cannot transform into that guy. That's not going to work. I'm going to be miserable. So,
And it
but
happens.
yeah, there's a process. It's a process of understanding how to like a person, and the person changes. That's the thing. People always think about relationships. Oh, I'm gonna be perfect. But 15 years from now, I'm not the same guy I was when I met you. And you're not gonna be. But then there's a whole nother stage of our relationship or life. It may be more of a uh, now it's more about just support. It's not even about you just love me, but you just supported me for what I needed you for the last 10 years. And look where it got us. So in hindsight, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
It opens up so many different conversations, which
Hmm.
I love. And I don't know if that was something that you
Yes.
intended.
Hmm.
Okay, that was something that you
Hmm.
intended. So when people do see this, because I see you have a screening coming up next week. Yes, so
Yeah.
when they do see this, what are you hoping that they take away? Or what are you, just like when I was watching it, you were looking at my facial expression. Are you paying attention to like those oohs and ahs moments when their eyes
Mhm.
light up and you've written
Yep.
like maybe a joke or
Yep.
something in there that's supposed to touch their hearts? Or what are you hoping that they walk away with?
To be very short and simple, I love these things. I just want to hear what the people say. And I've seen the movie a million times. I don't watch the movie, I watch the faces. I look
Mhm.
for the smiles. I look for the laughs, the jokes. Where are the tears at? Um, and then there's Q&A. That's my favorite part. I've literally did all this just to be able to answer a few questions about what you just saw because I want to know if it worked. I like
Okay.
just, it's like being in, it's almost similar to the comments on YouTube. Like, that becomes a whole evening of fun, just reading as many as I can until I get tired. I'm like, oh wow, 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 wow.
Now,
So yeah.
I know you have the screening.
Mhm.
You've completed seasons. This is with an S at the end, y'all,
Mhm.
multiple in advance. So what is the next step? What is the next step for you?
Um, well, this was set to show that hey, I can run a show. I can create a show and I can run a show. I don't know where the conversation is going to go, but that was my statement that I really, I want to get into stay in television and be a bigger voice in the room. I need my own room, basically.
Period.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want my own room. Whatever we're doing, let's just figure it out.
Well,
Yeah.
you're on the right path. You're doing this is wonderful, and I hope that it gets the kind of attention that it deserves because
Mhm.
it's such a wonderful story and it continues on and on and on.
Mhm.
And you are
Yeah.
able to have that room, have that house, forget the room, have the house. But we're gonna be humble. We're
No,
gonna
I just need a room. I just want a room.
let's
Just
have
create a
this, get
space.
that room
Creative
together. But I
space.
thank you so much. And you are doing so many wonderful things. Congratulations. Chops
Thank
is
you.
amazing. Okay.
Thank you.
And I can't wait for everybody to see it.
So
All right.
make sure we got to shout out the BronzeLens Film Festival.
Okay. Okay.
That's where it's all happening. And actually, it starts tomorrow. With this week today. It starts today.
Okay. Shout out the film
And so
festival.
yeah, the BronzeLens Film Festival in Atlanta. Uh, we premiere August 28th at 1 o'clock.
Now, if the
That's next
people want
Sunday.
to, someone who wants to come see, how are well, can the general public come see it? Is it invite
Oh
only? Like,
yeah,
how does that
definitely.
work?
You can go to their website right now, Bronze Lens Film Festival, and all the information. There's like 300 films there.
Okay.
Chops there's competition, so Chops is in a section for web series. So when you come out, you vote, you say, "Hey, I would love it, whatever." It helps me out because I feel like I just want to know what people think. Really, I don't care if I win or lose. I just want to know what you think.
Hey, you'll always have feedback, and you are not a loser over here. So I thank you. I thank you so much, Hakeem. We'll get
Thank
this
you,
information out, and we'll continue to support you.
thank
Congratulations
you,
again,
thank you for
y'all. Don't
having
get this, your
me.
girl, huh?
Thank you for having me.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. We'll have this all up on our website, power94.com. You'll get to stay up to date with everything Chops and everything Hot Came. Of course, I'll get it with you later. It's your girl, Sign Up K, right here on Power 94 for Brewer Media Group. Have yourself a wonderful day.
Thank you.